One job I got was with Wipro in Bangalore, but that was a field engineering application, field application engineering. Majority of the other guys got actually field application in computer companies. See, we did electronics and communications. And these computer companies, most of them, they were in Bangalore or other places. And they used to hire, they needed a lot more FAEs, service engineers basically, right?
What do they do?
Service computers.
Okay.
Service meaning you have the big mainframes or big computers. Computer era were just starting out in 1988. It's like I call for electrician, fix my AC or something. This is for computers. You look for computer engineers or electronics engineers. A little more respectable, and these are well-paying jobs. They were well-paying jobs. But now I won't recommend anybody to do that. I didn't. Meaning, these at the end of the day, you're carrying the bag and fixing the computer. Those jobs are very well-paid jobs, and your growth is also high. Growth prospects are there. Fortunately, there was one opportunity I got which was in DCM Data Products. They had their R&D center in Delhi. One of the interviews I did, I realized I didn't prepare well. So I realized I shouldn't take it easy. So I did prepare well for that. And the interview I aced. I remember even now the questions and I know the answers I gave.
What was the highlight question?
See, highlights was they were kind of, I may not remember exact numbers, but see, they were DCM those days. A lot of their projects were around mainframes and they were getting into mini computers. And a lot of mainframes used to have tape drives, large tape drives. I mean, these days now everything is different now. But I did one of my trainings with CMC. There's a company called CMC. And in the mainframe, where we were maintaining the mainframe and the tape system, which was attached to it. So incidentally, I read some manuals, those tapes and all. So there's one of the guys there, I still remember his name, R. Baliga. He came in to interview me, very kind of draconian looking guy. I mean, he was, I think, Bangalorean or something. He thought this Delhi boy, I'll just kind of, get him off his game or something. Because his face was very serious, always serious, very great guy. Later on, he was my boss. He asked me questions around where is the data stored in mainframe, something, the speed at which it goes. And even though I didn't know the exact answers, I was calculating the answers. I knew the tape rotates at some speed and then the bit rate is this much. And he saw me, I'm calculating. He was floored. See, knowing answers, I mean, we are not taught these things in our college. Mainframe, how much, these are not taught even now in colleges, right? But I did a training, so based on, and I prepared, I told you, they asked me, okay, what did you do here? So he asked me a question on that, so I prepared well. So I calculated bit rate, I'm calculating the speed, the rotation of the tape, then I gave you a number, and that number was more or less correct, but he was floored. Then he asked me, how did you calculate? I calculated. How did you come to this number? I said, he was further impressed. Then like that, he asked me some more questions on hard drive and this. And incidentally, I had kind of refreshed my knowledge on those. Then some project that I had done in the final year, they asked me some questions on that. So I think since you're looking for lessons, one can draw in all this is, don't take things lightly in those exams or interviews. Prepare well and be diligent about what you're studying. Now, what I have seen in my US life, when I see people like my son or his friends and all that, or other friends that I have who studied in US, I didn't study in US. In US, the difference between education in India and US is, in US, if you have taken a course, then make sure you will remember for the rest of your life. Because it teaches you something. You will have weekly exam, you will have paper to write on that, you will have quizzes on that. I mean, your same subject is being repeated in front of you multiple times so that you ace it. Like now the tape thing, if I want, in 1 or 2 minutes, I can ace it again. Because still remember, I prepared for it. But many other things that I studied in college, I don't. Because there is exam, you give the exam and then after that it's done, right? And that is perhaps unfortunate part of our education system in India. But I think it's if you are good at it, you will. And now kids now, people who are doing all these good companies, AI based and that, they're really good at it. In my own company, I find some kids are great. They know what stuff they're talking about, which I wish I think me or other people around me were not as good. We knew just a little bit, But now people are better prepared, at least some.